putting on events like that, I mean, that's an art form.
Yeah.
To do it, and to do it in a way that you get people engaged.
Right.
That they're not just on their fucking phones.
Yep.
Checking Instagram.
Right.
Or getting a picture of you and tagging you, hoping for a bigger audience. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No. Please.
Well, and I think what's interesting about mine, I have an advantage because a lot of times when people do events like this, they're building sales funnels and then just like through Meta, just preaching entrepreneurs, salespeople, whatever. And they're building sales funnels and trying to capture and sell you a ticket. I'm not doing any of that shit. Yeah. If you found out about this event, it's because you follow me on Instagram and you obviously vibe a little bit, at least with what I'm saying, if you're willing to fucking fly to Las Vegas to hear me talk.
Right.
So I think it's very different than most with this kind of shit where they're turning around being, I'm going to pay Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary to come to this, but really it's just to get you in the room so now I could sell you some $20,000 program. That's not what this is.
I'm open about this. I've gone to a couple seminars here in town. Living here, this is ground zero.
Yeah.
For every convention in the world is coming here, especially like real estate shit. And I went to an investor one a couple months ago by a well-known guy who I'm friends with him. But it was literally people got up on stage and bragged about social media clout and showed how much they had, which I'm looking, some of them was paid for, you could tell.
Right.
And then I retired my mom. I retired my girlfriend. Don't give a fuck. Don't fucking care.
Exactly.
Very broad brush strokes about what made them successful.
Right.
And then a QR code to their coaching program.
Yeah.
Rinse, repeat. Next speaker got up and almost the same fucking thing, John. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And how much was it relatively low ticket price to go to that?
Mine was comped.
Yep.
But it was like, I think it was like $4.99.
Okay.
To get in.
And see, I wonder if a lot of people were comped too. Usually when I see those, they're trying to fill that fucking room.
Half of them are comped because they're all in a coaching program anyways with this person.
Yeah.
So 4,000 people, easy half are comped.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's become a thing now. It's become a shtick.
Yep.
But people, it shows, I reverse engineer everything. I'm a data guy.
Yep.
My Pornhub is Google Sheets.
Yep.
Give me fucking rows, columns, and cells, man. And and some Jergens and some tissue paper, and I'm fucking good.
Oh shit.
What
did I sign up for here, Jeff?
Exactly.
We'll give you an example, bro. So like mine, the retail price was $2,000, but I'll just tell you fucking right now, I do that to make sure we don't get the wrong people in the room because it's a networking event. My per person cost, like hard dollar cost, before you even put in fucking labor and if I want to split up how much my AV and all that kind of shit's costing per person, just for the receptions and the luncheon and all that shit is hovering right around $500 a person.
Easy.
You know what I mean? Because I'm doing nice shit. Okay, I'm asking people to fly from around the country to come to Vegas for 2 fucking days. You know, there's people like you that already live here.
I'm lucky.
Well, they're like, well, you're making a fortune then, John. You're selling $2,000 a ticket. Listen, motherfuckers, not really.
I don't get it.
Because that $2,000, I'm not really charging everyone that anyway. And it's just to make sure all you motherfuckers that thought it were $99 don't even bother to inquire. Okay? The people that, $2,000's a little steep. Okay. You know, listen, guys, I want to average around $1,200 a person on this. It's going to cover my costs. You think I'm care if I make $4,000 or lose $4,000 on this event? It has nothing to fucking do with it. So why are you doing it then, Jen? Why are you fucking doing it? And it's just the same shit of why I'm doing my social media, bro. I don't monetize any of this stuff. And as soon as I start to monetize it or try to monetize it, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this to literally make like not enough to move the fucking needle? You know, the more and more I got into this shit, Jeff, you know, I have a membership that I sell right now. And it's really, again, just it's $50 a month just to get people in the door. We have group Zoom calls and that kind of stuff. And even fucking that, it's like, why am I charging people for this? Well, they'll make it a sustainable business and stuff, but it's really more to keep the right people involved, dude. Okay. And I gotta tell you, I've had a couple of people, well, do you have a promo code? Okay, dude. Yeah. Here's the first month free for the $50. I've done it twice. I've made up a promo code for 2 different people, 2 different fucking times. They fucking go in there, steal all the fucking content and then fucking cancel the subscription. Yeah. Dude, use what you want with the content, buddy. You're not me. Okay. So what do you think you're going to duplicate it? You got to be me.
What they're losing in gassing you, the lifelong relationship with you and the knowledge that they can be getting, sharing, masterminding is completely short-sighted.
Bro, And I'm not
crazy.
Exactly. And we're not doing sales funnels, so these aren't strangers.
Yeah.
You do it, I'm going to see it, motherfucker. I see that you just canceled. Just FYI, I know that you just canceled.
You see it, you know it, and
Yeah.
it's and again, I'm jumping in the world of being an entrepreneur for like almost the first time in my life.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I've never been more scared, but more happy and excited in my life. And I'll be 54 next month.
Nice.
But I'm fucking so pumped to
up.
launch my consulting business November 1st.
Awesome.
And so I'm not a God guy. I'm more of like there's a board of directors somewhere in the ether.
Right.
And there's a bunch of guys and girls that are sitting around a table going, what's this going to happen? And this is how John's doing this and Jeff's over here. And we're going to have them intersect.
Okay.
And that was it. And we got connected and I loved your message. I'm a New York guy.
Yeah.
You're a Chicago guy.
Right.
So we're cut from the same cloth with a lot of no filter.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee that you were breathing rarefied air when you decided that you gave zero fucks what people thought about you, especially on social media.
Yeah. Right.
I have never seen somebody do it in a way you're good with going after your haters.
Yeah.
You're good, dude. You've got it down to an art form.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's hysterical because I know that you're probably like sitting there taking a shit and you're like, this motherfucker. And so you're like, circle him, screenshots. And then, but you call people out in a way that's done well. Like it's, how do you get rid of cockroaches? You turn the light on.
Right.
And they scatter.
Yeah.
And you're very good at that.
Yeah.
And I just want, I'm not blowing smoke up your skirt. I'm giving credit where credit's due.
Right.
Most people just go kill them with kindness or ignore it.
Right.
There's stuff I do with ChatGPT. I take the transcript of the short form video, put it in ChatGPT. I put the not nice comment the person made and have ChatGPT make up 5 funny replies.
Nice.
And I take one of those and I use that as a reply back.
It works, really? Yeah.
I've had 4 people I've converted from fuck you, you're an asshole, you beat your kids, to, oh my God, I didn't see it from your perspective. That's awesome. I'm following you. I'm now subscribing to your YouTube shit and listening to Fargo Talks.
Right.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
Bro, I like
crazy.
I like to call them out when I could also tie in some kind of like epiphany or hopefully a lesson, but not even always a lesson. It could be even like a lesser than that. Just something where people are like, exactly, I get it. Not like, hey, I'm picking on this guy. More like, yep, I know that type of person. I know exactly what John's saying. I just had one the other day. This person put this hater comment. I said something about like growing up in Schaumburg, Illinois. I was conditioned to think that, hey, if I make $250,000 one day, look at me, I can move to a town like Hinsdale. And I made it. Dude, it's supposed to be a feel-good motherfucking message. Well, some lady writes, newsflash, you need to make more than $250,000 to live in Hinsdale.
How dare you? Yeah. How dare you post that, John?
And A, I was talking about in 2005 making $250,000. But B, I'm pretty sure you could fucking live there, lady, if you made that now. Maybe not. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. And by the way, you just exposed yourself because the old Hinsdale money, bro, the multi-million old generational Hinsdale money, ain't fucking writing that. It's that person that's making $320 right now, Jeff, that wants to point out, oh, if you make $250, you could never live here. That's what my husband makes. He's the VP of a bank, buddy. Dude, I couldn't fucking believe it that she wrote this. And I put some tongue-in-cheek comment back to her, like, because she said, newsflash. And I said, newsflash. I was talking about in 2005, but you know, anyway, have a good, I retired before 40. Have fun driving into work from Cicero tomorrow, which is a neighboring suburb that is
asshole.
inside.
I love it.
Asshole. I
love it.
Bro. And she could have just LOL'd at that point because it's obviously a little tongue in cheek back and forth. She can't help herself, Jeff. She writes, newsflash, I live in Hinsdale. I go, okay. Now I got to make a whole reel about this. I made a whole reel featuring her because it was a woman. I blocked out her name so no one knew who it was. But if it was a guy, they're getting fully exposed.
But the thing is, people don't understand, and I've talked about this openly, it puts your message up in the algorithms. The more a conversation is fostered, good, bad, or ugly, the content, the more Meta or TikTok or YouTube is going to share that message and share your content. So the worst fucking thing somebody could do is go, hey, John, newsflash.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And the best thing you can do is reply to it.
Yeah.
It is the greatest thing you can do.
Well, dude, I'm getting this whole other subgroup now of my core followers. Bro, I'm getting my core followers that are trolling me, trolling the trolls. It's funny because they don't like it. They go, dude, stick to the business messages. Some think it's hilarious. I've grown big in popularity because of it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I used to question myself because people, dude, just talk about business content. Dude, fuck, you're above them, dude. Don't pay attention to them. And it's people that really mean well that actually follow me saying, don't mind them. We're following you for all the right reasons. Why are you paying attention to them? And now I just had some woman that's been following me for a while, actually for a couple of years before I even had a lot of followers. She like kind of slammed me that she's sick of it and did it in a public comment instead of a DM. And I'm like, shit, now I'm getting trolled by non-trolls that are trolling me, trolling the trolls. You know what I mean? It's just kind of funny.
When stuff, one of mine is at 2.3 million views. I talk about, I don't coddle my kids. Thank you. I'm open about, I don't coddle my kids. And that if you compare, my daughter's 14, my son is 7, and I have a great relationship with their mom. We co-parent really well together.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. I'm blessed. And they are my alpha and my omega, those kids. But also, the biggest thing I always tell them is figure it out. Dad, what about this? How do I do this? Where's this? I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Go look. When they've exhausted every option, then I will come help them.
Yep.
When they are in the job market, when they are working, and you compare them with someone that's been coddled, who's going to have more of a growth mindset to figure stuff out? And it's going to be less taxing on their boss or on themselves to get shit done.
Right. Yeah.
And we are raising a generation of fucking pussies.
I got to tell you, man, so I have a 20-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son.
Good for you.
My 15-year-old son gets treated a heck of a lot different than my 20-year-old daughter does. I'm a single dad. I raised them both by myself. And what's interesting, well, I shouldn't say by themselves. The moms are involved, but they both lived in the same household with me. And anyway, the 15-year-old, you would think it's because it's a boy you treat him. You're a little rougher on the 15-year. No. Because I'm getting better at a parent, and now I'm watching my 20-year-old daughter out there in the real world.
Exactly.
Okay, I should have taught her this life technique. She doesn't even know this shit yet. And why doesn't she know this? Because I let her get away with A, B, and C when she was 16. Why the fuck would she have bothered to learn it? You know what I mean? So my son takes the brunt of it, but it's,
but he will, and I can guarantee this, he will be a better man for this down the road because of how you're parenting now. The example I use, it's a bad example, but I use it, is if anyone's ever had a dog, I had a chocolate lab for years, Spencer, fucking loved that dog. For the first 2 months, you're training him in obedience and all that. For the rest of the 11 years that dog is alive, knew when to go outside and shit and piss, didn't jump up on people, was amazing. He let me vacuum him. I mean, it was great. So hardly shit around the house.
Nice.
It's the same thing with raising kids, except it lasts literally their entire life. And you have to let them fail. You must let them fail. And I'm now seeing that transition that into entrepreneurship. And with that, you have to watch people fail sometimes in order for them to learn a lesson, for them to really learn it.
Right.
Because they're going to listen to you, and they're going to listen to all these wonderful people that you bring into your events that are fucking stacked with talent. And they're going to sit there and take all these notes, and I guarantee 90% of them are going to go, that's nice, I'm going to try my own way. Right. And they're going to fail once or twice and go, okay, maybe I'm going to try John's way now. Right. Done. Done.
I like that a lot.
Right. Where it's more ownership then of them taking over their, whatever they're fallible with, whatever their problems are, their challenges. Right. They're going to listen to you with a filter in the beginning. Because you have to earn that right to get into someone's fucking heart. Right. I agree. Right. You really do, especially when they're putting like I'm doing it now, my money, my time, and full disclosure, I didn't ask for a discount. You were very nice enough to offer that to me. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
As a guy I'm still paying child support, alimony to kids, and I've got money put away. I'm good, but I'm now no longer working for a major corporation anymore.
It's a big difference.
It's a massive fucking difference. I love getting up when I want to get up and do my own shit and all that, but now I'm learning QuickBooks. Fuck that. Like I want to learn as fast as I can, get cash in as fast as I can to hire somebody to do my fucking invoicing and my books for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
Jesus.
It's interesting. It's always like keep growing, right? So I've recently changed the way I look at money. Where I'm budgeting myself, not because I need to, but I had such a good exit in insurance that I like the last 4 years really just do whatever the fuck I want, spend money on this, spend money on that. I'm like, you know what? There's not really like a frame of reference or whatever. So now I'm like taking, okay, this is what my monthly expenses are. All right. I'm going to make this off the interest income specific to these accounts over here. This money continues to grow and that'll be for my great grandkids one fucking day or whatever. However whatever makes sense for you. But because I now did this, stuff like what you just said, now all of a sudden matters. Oh, wait, I'm invited to this and it's $7,000. Well, if I'm just looking holistically at this big fucking pile of money and X000 common 000 minus $7,000 doesn't really fucking change anything, but no, wait, that's out of my February money. And that money is specific to these expenses. Okay. So I've recently, this is very recently, Jeff. And by the way, I put enough wiggle in their room there. So could I still do whatever I want? Yes, but it's still in a way where, okay, do you want to do this? Because if you're going to commit to only spending X a month and you spent $7,000 here and $9,000 there, okay, well, wait a minute. Maybe wait till March to buy that or whatever. And I'm proud of myself, dude. And it's one of those I'm proud of myself. I've been doing it for 2 months now only. But
give yourself grace.
Thanks, man.
Give yourself grace. 60 days. That's awesome.
Bro, it's one of those damn deals too, where it's like, okay, what decisions did I make in life to get me here in the fucking first place?
Exactly right.
Now all of a sudden I'm just going to be reckless? Fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus when you get at where I'm at, you need to have discipline and goals because I could start leaving different types of legacies. You know what I mean? You talked about your kids. Okay, well, one of the legacies that I could potentially do is philanthropy and also, maybe my kids' kids. You know what I mean?
Let's go back a second and talk about how you got to where you are now. Because for people that don't know your story,
right,
and that are watching this for the first time,
right,
how is it that you got to where you are at such a young age with such passion and velocity?
So the biggest thing I did that changed my life, and this is kind of what's made me, I think, popular on social media. Well, it's the presentation of how I say it probably, but the substance is that when I was 27 years old, a light bulb went off or turned on, where I was like, wait, what the fuck? This corporate America thing's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm sitting there and I kind of sat back one day and did the fucking math. I'm making $140,000 a year here. And again, this back in 2005, that's decent money. It's decent
solid money.
It's decent money now. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, shit, I'm bringing about $1 million into the organization. I'm only making 140, but they would say, well, they've given me this office. They've given me an assistant. I just start doing the math. They're making too much fucking money on this. And they're only going to keep making more and more as they continue to fucking grow. So I start looking around at other job offers in the same industry doing the exact same thing. Well, if you produce that much here, John, you'd be making $350. All right. Well, everything they were saying as an organization, though, was the exact same thing as the company I was working at. We're all saying the same fucking shit. So I could be making $350 there. I could be making $140 there. Well, if I wrote $1 million working for my fucking self, I'd be making like $910 because I wouldn't have that many expenses the way I was doing things. No, you fucking couldn't. Yes, I could. Jen, you're crazy. You're never going to be able to, you're never going to be able to get the clients. B, your expenses are going to be way higher than that. That's what everyone's telling me. Everyone's telling me that shit, bro. And it's like, I liken it to this, Jeff. Okay. Say you got two guys sitting around there that are 350 pounds each. Okay. And they're eating a box of donuts. And the one guy says to the other guy, hey, bro, maybe we should start working out and lose some freaking weight. And the other guy goes, nah, man, if you start working out, you're going to hurt your knees. And okay, well, maybe we should try that Ozempic drug. I heard people lose a lot of weight on Ozempic. Nah, you don't really know the long-term effect of those. And okay. You know what? Maybe we should just keep being 350 pounds eating our donuts. This ain't a bad damn life. All right? You're a freaking W-2 employee. You start asking other W-2 employees about starting your own fucking business. Oh, no, it's too complicated. You don't know what's going to happen. Now you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to screw. Not just, okay, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And once you have the epiphany that you're going to the wrong people for advice and shit like that and start talking to maybe other entrepreneurs, not your brother who's the vice president of a bank, not your uncle that's a high school teacher, not your cousin that you've always looked up to because he was 19 when you were 14 and you've always thought him he's great. Well, he's a factory worker. Why are you asking him for advice on how to be an entrepreneur? You know what I mean? Once you start looking outside of that and don't just keep going in your own little freaking vertical, it opens up a lot of eyes. So I think me talking about that, Jeff, on social media, I became that source for people that really weren't looking at the world that way because they're surrounded by all the types of people I just said, which, by the way, nothing's wrong with any of those people. Even the 350-pound guy eating donuts, I don't have a fucking problem with him. I'm just not going to ask him how to go on a diet.
And I don't want to be 350.
I literally have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you if you're 350 how to diet. I might ask you other things like what's your favorite movie, or hey, maybe we could even be best buds. I don't give a shit that you're 350 pounds. But why the fuck would I go to a colleague in W2 America asking him how to be an entrepreneur? Doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I long way to answer your question. That epiphany led me to figuring out I could do this. I'm talking to all the wrong damn people. And then it took off. 9.5 years later, I sold that company to private equity. And it put me, I talk about levels, a lot of social media, levels, and definitely put me at a different level than I had anticipated being in.
How old are you now?
46.
Good for you.
Yeah, I sold my company when I was 37.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What I want to do for you, and this is constructive criticism, but also I always come with a solution.
I might make a meme out of you on Instagram if you're constructive.
Please do.
If you start it with douchebag, you're gonna get a meme.
Newsflash. Fuck you, newsflash. When I went on your website, and for all the content you put out, you were doing yourself a great disservice when it shows about me, about you.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is take what you just said, take the transcript of that,
all right,
to put it in ChatGPT to make it like 2,000 characters or less, and give it to you to then copy and paste and put that in.
On the 2000% Raise website? I welcome that. Right. I welcome that. You know, that's
the one thing I saw that I'm like, and again, it's like the story of like the cobbler's family never has new shoes. Right? You're so focused on helping everyone. Like when I told you I'm an entrepreneur for the first time at 53, you lit up.
Yeah.
Right? I saw it in your face, like every fiber of your being, that's what you live for, is hanging out and growing entrepreneurs.
Right.
That's your jam.
Yeah.
And now that's a slipstream I'm getting into and openly talking about it. This started off as a real estate podcast. Now it's like, fuck that. Real estate is fucking boring.
Yeah.
I bring realtors in, but you better have a really goddamn good story because no one cares about, what the market's doing. No one cares about your open house. Right. No one cares about some award you probably paid for. It's all horseshit.
And award you paid for.
A lot of that goes on, especially here. Exactly. There's magazines it's all pay for play. I was part of it for years, full disclosure. Yeah. And so it's now to have that where you give such a good message. And so I'm on the 2000% Raise site and I'm like, okay, this is great. This is great because I'm a digital guy.
Right.
And I'm like, about him, there's nothing there about you.
I'm going to tell you why, man. And thank you for your. And number one, I agree.
And I'm happy to help. I'm going to do it for you.
Please do
for
it.
Nothing. Just give me the
content. You have to do it outside of me. I'm going to put you in touch with my web developer. You guys work together directly, and
I'll send him all the stuff.
Leave me out of
Done.
it.
Oh yeah, you don't want. You want
no,
to
but no. Here's why though. Because I end up overriding shit when it's my own stuff, and it's because I have. You would never know this from my social media. But people that know me personally will tell you this about me. Humility, a shitload of humble. And what? John, you go to my Instagram right now, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I don't, like when it comes to the website, it's actually me writing this shit about me or me approving what needs to be said. And I don't want to come off that way. And
it's hard.
And even when I meet people in person, Jeff, it becomes like, dude, just fucking Google me or check my Instagram. I don't like talking about this shit. I really fucking don't.
It's hard. It's hard to have a sincere, not an elevator pitch, but just a sincere, okay, this is me.
Yeah.
Because I'm been going through that in my head because I've done a complete paradigm shift in the past month and a half.
I love the word paradigm shift, by the way. I'm one of I don't know anyone else that uses it besides me.
Love it.
Now you. I always talk about so my whole thing, and okay, I'll give you an example, right along in this. It's the mid 2000s, 2006-ish, 2007-ish. I'm single, downtown Chicago, okay, going from bars, it's Sunday fun day, picking up girls. I'm in my lower 30s. It comes up, social media wasn't even around yet, really, wasn't at all really that we were using. And, so what do? It comes up as in a conversation. You're talking to a girl at the bar, and I'd be like, oh, I'm a bouncer at a bar. Well, really, I'm making like $1 million fucking dollars, starting my fucking company. I'm gonna bounce her at the bar.
Yeah.
And then my thought is like later they're gonna find out the real answer. Later they're gonna find out the real answer. They'll be like, oh shit, he fooled me. Oh my God, he's so humble and stuff. But the problem fucking is, just like if they come across my website, there's no one to fucking tell them if they don't come across it. You know what I mean? Right. And that's my fucking problem. And I was just on, Luke Pettigrew played for the New York Giants. Don't Google him. He's gotten a little some trouble as an adult, but we played football together at Notre Dame, and me and him are out in New York a few years ago. For shits and giggles, I'm with him. He meets these girls. I tell them I'm his bodyguard. All right. Now I go to the bathroom. Well, Luke's supposed to fucking say, well, John's this very successful, venture capitalist, blah, blah, blah. I come back to the fucking bar. They still think I'm his fucking bodyguard. I go, Luke, you motherfucker. You fucking dick. I go, Luke, this is why we're not friends anymore.
Whatever happened to bro code?
I know, well, exactly.
Whatever happened to bro code?
In Luke's defense, I think it might have went way over his head. He's not a dumb guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think he caught what I was trying to do with that. Or he did. Or he caught exactly what I was trying to do, and he's a dickhead.
Exactly. Well, but it comes down to, and this is something I found a couple of years ago, and again, I'm 53, it's that to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Whether you're one day or a year or 10 years into doing something, if you're committed to doing it and you keep doing that, we are the worst critics we have is the mirror.
Yeah, right.
Anyone that is successful.
Love it.
And you're never happy. Yep. You're never satisfied. I went on a cruise with my girlfriend in July, and it was the first time ever. First time on a cruise. Virgin was great.
Awesome.
Virgin Cruise Lines, 18 and up, no fucking kids.
Really? It's like a party, huh?
Oh, we did. And we're in South Beach for 2 days before that. Then went out to Miami. And the best part was, she hits a button and the fucking things open to the patio, and there's the ocean.
Nice.
And like the first morning at sea. And I'm like,
really? Or even I heard on Virgin, even like the interior suites are still nice. Like
gorgeous.
All the rooms are good there.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
We rebooked. We're going one out of Barcelona in May.
Okay.
And we upgraded to the Rockstar suites, which then you get a butler and you have a fully stocked bar the entire time.
It's Virgin Cruise Lines?
All included. Richard Branson, man. He's the fucking man.
Okay.
Because what he does is, I've watched a lot of shit on him. Another entrepreneur.
Right.
He goes in and looks at a business model of a certain niche. I don't say niche. I'm not fucking bougie. So he looked at like cruise lines.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is how it's done. And this is how he's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is now doing it his own way.
Yeah.
I love the tinker. I love it processes. And so whenever we're eating or at the bar, I'm talking to the bartender, I'm like, how do you like it?
Yeah.
How long you been? Oh, this is my fifth time with Branson. I love it.
Yeah.
Best place ever. I have my own room. Any other cruise line I've done, they stack you.
Right.
Like in a sub.
Yeah.
Like in a fucking nuclear sub. So it's just, he's amazing with what he does.
Well, and also it's the company you're keeping on that cruise too, right? Like everybody's at a certain status level. That too.
And you can tell.
Yeah, so I did a Norwegian cruise with my kids a few years ago. We couldn't have done anything like that because there weren't 18, and had a great experience. But we upgraded to like this private area level, and a nice suite and a butler service and everything. But at the end of the day, you're still on the rest of the cruise line, and I'm not saying
Gen Pop.
Yeah, exactly.
You are.
And it's still it's super crowded and everything, and you get that. But I think there's even more of a disparity when you go down to like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. I've heard.
And there's like 3 or 4. I never know about any of this shit, John, until July.
Well, I still don't.
And luckily, my fucking girlfriend did all that. She booked. There's no buffets on the ship. It's all restaurants.
Nice.
So she booked our reservations. So we ate, and the food was great. Now again, I'm spoiled here. It's fucking Vegas, but the food was legit. And I'm getting strip steaks at 3 a.m. because I got the fucking munchies because I had a couple of gummies earlier. I'm high as giraffe nuts, and I drank fucking 415 fucking Tito's and Thomas when I was there.
Exactly.
And so for a $3 surcharge, they come and it's all included.
Awesome.
So it's like, geez.
That's great.
Every morning she had them deliver like chocolate croissants and coffees for us.
Wow.
For $3. And so it's just, that gets me to unplug.
Yeah.
She lives in Tampa, and I was just there this past weekend.
Nice.
I'm there at least once a month. I try to get out there.
Nice.
When she's here, I'm still stressed. I'm still working. My office is right now out of my house. I'm fucking bootstrapping my shit and getting it rolling.
Yep.
I'm learning fucking QuickBooks for Christ's sake.
Right.
I don't have time to have sex, honey.
Yeah, right.
I got to learn fucking debits and credits.
Exactly.
I got to fucking invoice people. Jesus Christ.
Jeff,
yeah, it's nuts.
You said something, man. Where me and you might become best friends, bro. I love it. Listen, I want everyone to listen very fucking closely, okay? We might be friends. We might agree with a lot of shit. But if you say niche instead of niche, I'm going to think you're an asshole. Just FYI. All I got to say, bro. That's all I got to fucking say. People correct me. I made a reel about this before I was popular on Instagram. I should re-release the motherfucker. A whole thing about saying people fucking trying to fucking sound smart in conversation, saying niche instead of niche. Now, you know, like a little buzzword phrases like, it's a daunting task. What keeps you awake at night? Like shit like that. But then I add, and everyone agreed with everything I said. And then I said, niche? You mean niche, motherfucker? What the fuck are you saying? I said it just like that. Everyone's like, you had me until you said the niche thing. Everyone fucking, niche is the right fucking word. Arguments started in my fucking comments. And dude, I only had like 8,000 followers back then. This is a while ago, but still the comments lit up over that fucking word, bro.
There's a 114% chance that my social media team will take what you just said as a short and I'll post it as a collaborator, which means then it automatically goes out to your audience.
Yes.
And so don't worry about it.
I will warn.
Because you're right.
Well, exactly. I will warn you. I don't know if it's a glitch on Instagram or they've done it on purpose. I tend to think they did it on purpose. For some reason, Instagram doesn't let me collaborate with other people.
Really?
You know, I can't add other people and they can't add me. And I've gone up the stream on Instagram and I used to be able to do it all the fucking time. And I'm pretty sure these fuckers did it on purpose. I think so.
No shit.
I get shadow banned pretty regularly. Like right now, if we wanted to go live on Instagram, I can't.
I'm now playing in saying that because I swear, I mean, I'm from fucking New York. Fuck has 17 different connotations.
Right.
It could be like, fuck you or oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And so I'm now playing with having my guys bleep out some swear words and I'm A/B testing to see engagement to see if I'm getting shadow banned. Because I know that sometimes Meta, because I post Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I'm fucking everywhere every day, but I'm looking to see if they're throttling me back because of my profanity.
Buddy, and you know what?
Crazy.
And unfortunately, it's not a human being making the decision either. It's bots making the decision. I had a situation where there's the Hard Rock Casino. You were just talking about Tampa. There's a Hard Rock Casino there. There's also a good one in Fort Lauderdale. And the Hard Rock Casino in Fort Lauderdale has concerts all the time at it, just as the Tampa one does too. But the Fort Lauderdale one's a little bit newer and nicer in my opinion. But anyways, they had a Metallica concert there.
Right on.
I saw a kid with a wheelchair that couldn't get in. He was just kind of out there with the crowd. And while I'm taking fucking selfies, walking around, I fucking walked into the guy and almost tripped over him. Felt so fucking bad. I'm my bad, dude. And then started a conversation with him. He's all geared up in his Metallica shit. And I go, you going to the concert, man? He goes, no, I wish. I can't afford this shit, bro. And I go, fuck it, you're going now. Let's go. He goes, you got an extra ticket? I go, no, but I'll find you one. Dude, me and my big mouth, I can't find a fucking extra ticket anywhere. I'm literally going up to people. Finally found some guy that sold me one for like a few $100 because it was a casino. It was a private show. They only have like 6,000 people in that arena at the casino.
That's small.
It's very difficult to get tickets to that show. And literally it wasn't like a scalping environment at all. It was actually another guy that I think he got his fucking ticket for free from the casino because he had the same ticket I had for mine. But anyways, they still charged me $600 for it. Anyway, who cares? End up bringing the kid in. All right. He's like, isn't that what a kid? He's like 25 years old. Well, we stayed in touch on Instagram. All right. So I post something once and he comments. All right. And he goes, dude, remember that was still one of the best experiences. Thank you so much when you got me into that Metallica show. Fucking awesome. Right. So one of Metallica's first albums was called Kill 'Em All. Mm-hmm. Okay. I wrote Kill 'Em All, motherfucker. He knew exactly what I fucking meant. Shadow banned, because Instagram's only seeing kill 'em all, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's not a human being. We were obviously talking about a Metallica album if you were a human being reading that, okay? So artificial intelligence and all this shit could go as far as you want it to fucking go.
Agreed.
There's still going to be a place for human beings.
I've been balls deep in AI since December of last year with ChatGPT, and now I'm in Bard. I'm on it every day. I'm on one of those platforms because it helps build me out. Because I download I'll take a short video, take that transcript from that 30-second short, and then say create 10 edgy social media headlines.
Nice.
create a description for me for YouTube Shorts.
Nice.
Create hashtags that are trending.
I gotta get more involved in this shit.
So
I should have had them write my book.
I'm let me tell you, I'm in a mastermind there's a guy here, Sean Kelly. He's got the #1 podcast in the nation right now for marketing.
He was talking to my event Friday. Did you know that?
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We're homies.
Yeah. Okay.
I was on his 2 months ago. Him and Wayne are great.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And he's got a mastermind that there's people in there. It's like Brad Lee is in there. Dan Fleischman's in there. I'm like,
Nice.
holy shitballs.
Yeah.
And there's people in there I'll put in there, hey, I've got a buddy that thinks he's getting shadow banned on Instagram. Can you help? You have a guy.
Yep.
And I'll because I just connect the dots, man.
Is that the WhatsApp group chat he has?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he asked me to be in there. And
Get in it.
I didn't do it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he told me on it
It's
twice.
so good, dude.
I haven't fucking done it because I don't use WhatsApp, and I always fucking.
It's because it's global.
I have WhatsApp, but whenever I fucking go into my WhatsApp, it's like the history reminds me of, oh, that was a bad decision in the Bahamas in 2018. I'm like, fuck.
I had dreadlocks, my pubic hair. What the hell? I'm just smoking a pound of freaking the sticky instead of icky with the locals.
Pretty much.
It's the thing I like about that, because I'm getting 30 years in real estate, but I was doing stuff on AOL for digital strategy back in the fucking 90s. But I'm now getting out of that because I'm looking at stuff outside of just a real estate niche.
Okay.
Right. And so I think for you, it would be a bigger platform for you to make connections for your events.
Okay.
To say, hey, I'm doing something in Chicago. I'm doing something in South Beach. I'm doing something in Vegas, whatever. Yeah. And you can pick and choose who's on there and message them directly, because now you've got their fucking cell phone.
See, that's a good idea, man. And the Sean Kellys of the world, for sure.
He's great.
Here's the damn thing. I'm trying to be so much different. It's so funny. I don't want to. Sean would be fine because he's totally different kind of guy. But some of those other people you mentioned, it's different for me, dude, because I'm trying to build things so different than even a guy you said Bradley's message. I've been on his podcast. His message, I totally fucking vibe with. Okay, totally vibe with. And maybe in a couple of years I'll be doing this too. And I don't want to call myself a sellout, but the way now he's on flyers with fucking Andy Elliott and these other fucking guys and Tim Grover or whomever the fuck they're on. I don't even know if he's on with Tim Grover, but I'm just saying that all that's cool. All that's fucking cool. But I just ask myself, dude, I'm trying to be so much fucking different than everyone fucking else, dude, with what I'm doing.
Guess what, my friend? You keep planting seeds every single day with what you're doing, and you will organically go in the direction that the universe wants you to go.
That's true.
And you'll be fucking happy as hell. And you'll be helping people.
Right.
You'll be making a little bit of money off it probably as well. So if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And so I think give yourself grace in terms of the direction that you've taken yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own fingerprint.
Right.
Even identical twins have separate fingerprints.
Yep.
You don't want to be Brad Lee.
Right.
Brad Lee doesn't want to be you.
Right.
You want to be you.
Yeah.
And just keep doing your thing. Don't stop.
If I was Bradley, I'd want to be me though, just for the FYI. I'm just kidding.
Brad.
I always tell Brad.
That's awesome.
I'm totally kidding. I always tell Brad he steals my content. He gets so fucking mad.
I love that.
On his own show, I go, dude,
I love that.
They go, John, why should people follow you on social media? And I go, to hear what you're going to be saying 3 days from now.
I was going to say, because I say it first.
Exactly.
It's so funny that.
Kidding, Brad. It was a joke.
But it's very collaborative. Yeah. Dan Fleischman's on there saying, whoever wants to go to my animal sanctuary in SoCal, I'll comp you tickets.
Cool.
And whenever he has an event going on, he comps anybody in the mastermind.
Nice.
Whoever wants to go. And so it's super collaborative. I love that. If you're someone that just kind of hides your shit and no, you got to go through this fucking paywall in order to talk to me. Fuck you.
Yeah. Right.
You go fuck yourself.
Right.
You know what? Because when you open up and when you give and expect nothing in return, you will make more money you've ever seen in your entire life. And more importantly, you enrich people's lives.
Right.
For you to help out that one kid to go to the Metallica concert, which by the way, my favorite band of all time. Yep. I saw him open up for Ozzy Osbourne. It was their Ride the Lightning fucking tour in '86.
Boom.
And it was Ozzy's Bark at the Moon tour.
Dude. So this concert, their band manager from the early 80s died. And this was a special tribute concert. Oh. And all they played was when he was their manager. So all they played was Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. And Robert Trujillo, their bass player that came later, fucking jokingly said, but he was serious. He goes, I had to go learn songs. I never played any of these fucking songs. They were literally all they played
30 years
were
ago.
those 2 albums. You fucking think about that.
Yeah.
Nuts, right?
They-
and even like James and Lars were saying they had to relearn shit because they didn't play it in so long.
And how cool, like they played here 3 years ago. They played at T-Mobile in the round with 4 of my buddies. We got there early, we're like 20 feet back. I still have, I'm the only straight man that loves to go to fucking Hobby Lobby and get shadow boxes. That's what I do. My daughter was in karate for a while. The first board she broke, fucking shadow box in her room. So I have my ticket. I have a picture of James fucking shredding. And I have, at the end of the show, Lars came out showing guitar picks out. I have a guitar picks as Las Vegas, Metallica on it. And that's in my, as you walk into my house, it's right there in the fucking shadow box.
That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, dude, you know what's funny, man? I just had a cool experience last weekend with Charlie Sheen. And somebody had a VHS tape sealed of the movie Major League.
Right on.
And Charlie Sheen signed it. I have a cool picture with Charlie Sheen. We hung out for like an hour. And then I happened to have one of my books with me. And Charlie Sheen signed my book and put, John, what's up? Good hanging out with you. Winning, Charlie Sheen. And I'm like, dude, because I'm not a shadow box guy, but I've been thinking to myself, I got to put that pic. And I got a picture with Tom Berenger, who was in Platoon and Major League with Sheen. So I'm like thinking, okay, the picture of Sheen, the picture of me and Berenger under, the book that Sheen signed, and then the VHS tape in there. That's perfect shadow ban. Will they do it for me, or I got to put it together?
No. You go,
okay,
and they have a camera that shoots down, and they lay it out, and they go like this. They measure it, and they go, "What kind of frame do you want?" You're like, "Well, I've got wood. My black accents there. Great. I want wood trim that's black. I want it 2 inches thick." They put it right next to it. To basically lay it out and storyboard the whole thing for you.
Nice.
Here's 2 grown men who are raging heterosexual. We're talking about talking about doing shadow boxes, which I love. Dude, I'm down.
You saved yourself by the fact that they're gonna put it together for you. If you would have been
no, I can't.
Well, and then I take my fucking. By the way, don't use sticky tape. Use this type of glue,
dude. I'm looking.
I can't even think of a reference that was sound good.
Well, I'm looking now at like down the road where. Because I would love to be able, because I used to speak a lot and let's start doing it again. And so to say thank you, because I got you a little something just to say thanks for coming on.
Man.
Right. Well, you're welcome. And that was just because
that's awesome.
Your time's valuable.
Yeah.
And I'm very aware of that because mine is as well. So for you to carve time out of your universe for me means a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to have that on display tomorrow in the penthouse, by the way.
That's you don't have to. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm empathetic to that because I have people that want my time as well.
Right.
And so I'm picky. With who I'm going to spend my time with, who I'm going to let in my universe.
Right.
And so I want to start looking at as more thank yous down the road to say, what's a cool like shadow box of like Vegas memorabilia, like a poker chip or something.
That's cool.
And they have like a picture of that person and me and go, hey, thanks so much, blah, blah, blah. And they get that unannounced like a month or 2 later.
Right. That's cool. Yeah, I like
something
that.
Cool like that because people love that kind of shit because then they look at it and think that's awesome.
Right.
And you get like a little endorphin rush.
Does Hobby Lobby do I have to print the picture out myself beforehand or could they print it off from my phone?
You got to bring it in.
Okay. That's what I thought.
But that's Walgreens.
Yeah. I got to send to Walgreens.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go to Walgreens right down the street from me and I get the 8x10 or 4x6, whatever. And then I bring all this shit in with me.
Yep.
And then lay it out. And they're like, okay, and then what kind of background? You want green felt or white or whatever. And then they do the whole thing.
That's cool.
They do it all for you.
Yeah.
And it's so worth it because it's preserving the memory.
Yeah. Yeah. I have 2. I have my game worn jerseys from college at Northwestern and Notre Dame that are in shadow boxes that, I did it. There's a place, I don't know if they have it out here, a place called Michael's. Is Michael's out here? It's like Hobby Lobby, but
same
different.
Thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby is just bigger.
Okay.
I was a Michael's guy until Hobby Lobby opened up down the street from me. I'm in Henderson. Okay. And Hobby Lobby opened up. I'm like, what the fuck is this place?
Yeah.
And they're Christian, so they're closed on Sundays. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's been, and like I said, I'm literally the only straight guy that I bring my kids there for Halloween shit.
Nice.
Like I love going to fucking Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
It's great.
What Michael's helped me with too is shit I wouldn't even have thought of. Okay, here's my Notre Dame jersey. They're like, okay, cool. We're going to put this as the background with the Notre Dame gold, and the Northwestern had the purple, like very subtle shit I wouldn't even have been able to think of.
It's those people. Like that's their thing. And again, it's like, let's transition back into being an entrepreneur.
Right.
Scaling your business means to know the lane you're going to swim in that you do really well at.
Right.
And then to hire out as fast as you can anybody else.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Upwork. I hire more freelancers off of Upwork.
Nice.
I'm talking to a guy now to do a sound intro and outro for my podcast.
Beautiful.
And they take clips from it or do like music, whatever. They
Right.
take care of the copyright shit. They do all that stuff.
Okay.
Don't care what you charge me.
Yep.
I can't do it, but I know it makes my brand look more professional.
Right.
So I just type it into Upwork, which is a much better version than Fiverr.
Yep.
And I get people just in the US
Right.
that speak English
Yep.
and that are top rated at what they do. And they've made probably 10 grand at least at doing it. And I'm using that for all my logo stuff, all my graphic design stuff.
Right.
Now is all, I scale it out.
Nice.
So it's just like shadow box. I'm not going to fucking get a glue gun, a hot
Right.
glue gun and do my jersey
right.
from Notre. Fuck that.
Yep.
I'll go there and I'll give them $500, $600.
Right.
Because it'll look pristine.
Right.
And they know the kind of glass to fucking get. So if the sun hits it, it doesn't weather away at the picture or the jersey.
Got it.
Like they do all that shit for you.
Right.
That's
Yep.
when in scaling your business, you've got to know, first of all, have the war chest, because you can't just be bootstrapping forever.
Yep.
You just can't.
Right.
You will hit a point of diminishing returns and you just burn out.
Right.
And you got to know what you bring to the table, I think.
Right.
And then also, what do I need help with?
Yep. Yep.
Like I know I need a bookkeeper within the next 45 to 60 days.
Right.
But before that though, I'm going to learn fucking QuickBooks.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to learn it. Do I want to do it? No.
Dude, I managed to sell my company for a lot of money, and I never learned QuickBooks. I would fucking do everything on Excel. Everything was on Excel. Now, granted, my accountant fucking hated me, but everything was on Excel.
But it's just, and again, different strokes for everybody, because for
Yeah.
you it worked.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think people need to understand is like when they're coming to your events,
Mhm.
there is a murderer's row of talent. Even
Mhm.
if people they've never heard of, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because if that person gets up for a half an hour or 15 minutes and they drop one bomb on you
Right.
that you never thought of,
Yep.
and they're addressing a challenge you're going through right now
Yeah.
on your entrepreneurial path,
Right.
that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah.
And then it's be humble enough to take that person's advice, say it's yours, to take that advice and implement it.
Yep.
Fucking implement the
Right.
advice,
I like it.
right?
Yep.
Because I think that there's so many people that are these, Monday morning quarterbacks that just sit back
Right.
and they'll pay the $50 and they'll listen to you and do all that. But how many of those people out of every
Yeah.
100 are actually implementing
Right.
the shit,
Yep.
right? Like are getting back to you. And that's something you might want to do, like a little Survey Monkey thing. Go,
Yeah.
hey, I've got broad shoulders. I'm well medicated. You won't fucking offend me.
Right.
But how am I doing?
Yep.
What would you give me from 0 to 5 stars?
Right.
I mean, from me, I do all my shit's digital. So
Yeah.
I'm 135-star reviews on Google.
Right.
I would love it if one person gave me fucking 2 stars.
Right.
But give me in idiosyncratic detail
Yeah.
what I did to tarnish the relationship with you.
Yeah.
So I can work on that.
Well, I'll tell you how to get 1-star reviews on your podcast. Have Bob Menery as a guest on your podcast at one point. People he has a huge boatload of fans, but there's some people that just hate him. I don't know if you know who Bob Menery
No.
is. Very popular comedian. And me and our buddies, I fuck around with him on social media a lot. Anyway, once he's on my podcast, all of a sudden I went from like a 4.99 rating to like a 4.85. Like, what the fuck? And then sure enough, there's like 15 messages with people spam hating Bob and whatever, fuck him. But whatever. I got so many clicks on that download. But, dude, here's what I've learned from hanging out with people like Bob that are like different level social media famous and shit. And it's like, dude, you can't control everybody, man. There's going to be fucking haters out of the woodwork, bro.
Especially with social media, you are now on a stage where billions of people are watching you and looking at your stuff.
That's true.
And if it takes 1.2 seconds to stop somebody's thumb from scrolling, to look at your video, your reel on Instagram.
Yep.
And if you capture their attention, most of them that do stop, we're going to watch about 20% of it.
Right.
You had a great line in your podcast you just put out about like buying a house versus renting. It was so fucking good.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Because you were like, people listen to what they want to listen to.
Right. Yeah.
And they take stuff out of context where for someone to say like it was, I laughed at it. And my one that hit, I've had a couple now that have hit big on Instagram, but one guy said, this guy probably beats his kids. My reply was only to the back of the head, #no marks.
Right. Exactly.
People love that.
Yeah.
They just went off on that because if you were to go back and watch that entire podcast of me talking and look at the context of how I parent, it would put in much greater digestibility for you.
Yep.
But we're in such an instant gratification,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, I got to get it tomorrow society that like Sean Kelly has got it literally perfected.
Right.
He does half an hour to 45-minute fucking podcasts and he's looking for stuff to go viral.
Right.
That's it.
Yep.
That's end of story.
Let me ask you something. Are you a football fan by any chance? The old school
Used to
football?
be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I was a Bills fan for years.
All right. So everyone in Chicago is huge fans of the 1985 Chicago Bears, known as best football team of all time. And I had the pleasure last weekend of going out to dinner with one of the stars on their defense, Mike Singletary.
Sure.
He went on to be a head coach of the 49ers at one point.
Total stud. Linebacker, total stud.
And you just said something about when people come at you with how you almost want those 2-star reviews. Okay. And let me give you a point from that Mike made to me at this dinner. So two of us sitting here and, whatever. I shared with him that earlier that weekend I had met William the Refrigerator Perry. And tears came to my eye. Here I am meeting Singletary. Here I am meeting these other big stars. Marcus Allen, for instance, was there. There's all these fucking people I meet. But it was when I met the Fridge. He's not in very good shape. He's in a wheelchair. He still has that big William Perry smile to him, but I go, Mike, a kind of tear went to my eye, and I don't know, it's because you have these memories of someone as a kid, and maybe I was in a wheelchair and stuff. And I go, what was it like to play with him? He goes, well, my thoughts on him were probably what you thought today, when you kind of just it's sad. You get sad because one of your people is like this. But what he meant by that was that and then he went on to talk about it. He goes, the Fridge was so spoiled. When he came onto the Bears, okay, he was 350 pounds. He could stand here and dunk the basketball with 2 hands. He could get up and jump on top of that freaking top of a bar if he wanted to. The most athletic damn dude. But Mike Ditka, the head coach, made almost a caricature out of him.
He did.
By putting him at running back to score touchdowns and stuff. And the Fridge got so damn big, so damn big, so damn big. The Fridge was never getting those 2-star reviews, to keep him honest. He never fucking was. And before you knew it, his fucking career was done. He was making fucking stupid decisions. Mike told me the story how the Fridge went and built a house in the hometown that he was from, and it was not a good part of town. And that was like everyone told him don't do it, and put him back in that environment. And anyway, everything ran out. And in the meantime, you had the Fridge's younger brother, Michael Dean Perry, that ended up being a superstar and with a great career in the NFL. While the Fridge came and went, they're the same people with the same genes. And well, here's the Fridge, and well, Michael Dean's not getting nearly the press the Fridge is getting, but Michael Dean was being pushed. He went on to do great things, and I'm going to guess that he's probably the one financially taking care of his brother now,
and learned from his brother's mistakes. On what not to do.
Exactly. Right? Well, they're close enough in age where I don't even know if it was probably it was happening while he was doing it.
He saw it.
What I mean?
But he saw it and had the wherewithal.
Yep.
We're hypothesizing, but had the wherewithal to go, I don't want to do that.
Yep.
I wouldn't make that decision.
Exactly.
And I'm making decent money in the NFL.
Yep.
And so it's all about long term. Because here's the thing, 100 years from now, we're fucking ashes and dust.
Right.
My mom passed away in February. Gone.
Yeah.
And
sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And I mean, I did everything. I flew out to Tampa every other weekend for 6 months.
Right.
Got her out here. She passed away 2 weeks later.
Wow.
And just is what it is. And she literally, my dad was always in the picture too, but she raised by a single mom for the most part.
Yep.
And so it just comes down to that gives you bearing on your life.
Right.
That seconds matter.
Yep.
And who you're going to spend time with matters.
Right.
And that it doesn't matter how much stuff you have.
Yep.
The money it comes and goes.
Right.
I talk about, I don't coddle my kids, yet I've got money set up that like, they're not going to pay for a good state school. Money is put away now for them. Both of them will not be saddled with undergrad debt.
Right.
They can go to UNLV or UNR. Both are great schools.
Yep.
Go.
Right.
If you want to get your master's, we'll talk about that. Another one of my videos that went nuts is I said, if you want to go for underwater basket weaving MBA, fuck you.
Right.
I'm not paying for that.
Yep.
But if you're going to go for a law degree, doctor, something that you have a long-term plan, and because you see now people that are in professional services.
You're talking about for advanced degree beyond your bachelor?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's have that talk. I'm happy to help because I don't want you to have
Right.
a mortgage payment of debt
Right.
when you're starting your career.
Well, it's interesting too. So you're coming at it two different ways, right? Or me and you are going to be coming at it two different ways because my daughter, and I think we're both in agreement too. It's just different, looking at it differently. So my daughter, my 20-year-old daughter, is struggling right now with, well, I don't know what I want to do. So why should I keep going to college? I don't really know what I want to do. And my reaction at first, I was like, well, I kind of agree with her. You don't be wasting your time. And nowadays, these kids are entrepreneurship. You don't necessarily need to go to college anymore. But I started thinking more about it. Well, going to college will help you maybe find what you want to do as a bachelor. It helps you not only find yourself, but what you want to do. So the conversation I've been having with my 20-year-old daughter lately is, if you don't know what you want to do when you're 24, if you still don't know what you want to do you want to at least have the options of the doors that are going to be open for you that a college degree would have brought? Because you ain't doing shit right now anyway. Might as well get a degree. You're not doing shit.
There's always going to be companies that say you need to have a college degree.
For sure.
You need to have an undergrad.
Yes.
And I'm preaching to my kids that, again, I've been in sales my whole life. My dad was a life insurance salesman in Manhattan, and that's how we used to go to gun shows together and sell knives.
Awesome.
He was knife man and I was knife boy.
Nice.
There's fucking pictures of it. It's not fucking pretty.
Wow.
Bowl haircut, oily T-zone, whole fucking thing.
Gosh.
Train wreck.
Yeah.
But I knew how to deal with people. And I'm teaching my kids the same thing because I tell them, look, you should always be able to either serve drinks, wait tables, or sell something.
Right.
Because then if you're feet to the fire and you need to eat, you need to pay bills, you take a 100% commission job and go fucking kill it. And go kill it.
Pretty often on my DMs, I'll get people asking me, hey man, your stuff's really inspiring me. Where do I start? What do I need to learn how to do? And there's not a shortcut, right? You don't just get to snap your fingers and start a company tomorrow. I mean, you could, but you might fail. I talk a lot about the concept of paid training. Work in corporate America, use that as training for what you're going to do on your own one day. But when people will ask me the fucking question, what's the first thing you would recommend to a 25-year-old or whomever, whatever age that wants to be an entrepreneur to do? Say, learn how to fucking bring in revenue. Okay, learn how to fucking bring in revenue, because that guy that is making $2 million a year because he owns an architectural and engineering company, yeah, guess what? He had a fucking engineering fucking degree and he's fucking really good at his shit. He's really good at his shit. But you know what? All that's learnable. The hard fucking part is the inherent ability, the innate ability that needs to be developed. It's innate, but it needs to still be developed with experience, bringing in fucking revenue.
You need to, at some point in time, double down on yourself. No one's going to do it for you.
Yep.
And you need to have zero fear of failure. It's going to happen.
Yep.
Absorb it, learn from it, evolve.
Yep.
Rinse, repeat. That's it.
I like that.
And I've told, because I'm talking to real estate agents and they're just starting out. Jeff, what do I do? Go knock doors. Own your neighborhood. Because the worst feeling in the world if you're a real estate agent is if you're living here and a house across the street goes up for sale and your name's not on that goddamn for sale sign. And whose fault is that? It's yours.
Yep.
Because they don't know you.
Right.
So
that's your fault.
It's your fault.
Yep.
Put the work in.
Right.
And in the beginning, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
It really is.
As you get smarter, it's not really a numbers game anymore. Then it's more of your message and how often you're putting it out and who you're putting it to, and whether it's in person or to do Zoom calls with people. Then it becomes more of a, much higher monetary base.
Right.
For you and for anyone that goes along that route. But it's fear of failure. I think that we're in a society now that we're so afraid to offend somebody. Like, if you're 350 fucking pounds, if you're happy with that, good. I don't want to be that. Right. So I'm going to work out and I'm going to fucking get my meal prep.
Right.
Shit, and count my goddamn macros and all that horse shit.
Right.
And because I want to live a long life so I can be around for my kids.
Yep.
Because I'm an older dad.
Right.
And I value that.
Yep.
But I'm not going to hate on you for being morbidly obese.
Right.
But that's not something I want to be, nor do I want my kids to be that way. But I'm delicate about how I handle that with my kids.
Yep.
Because you don't want to give them a head trip.
Right.
They're all of a sudden freaking out about stuff. So it's just, again, we're of the same cloth in terms of you walk a very delicate line when you're on social media.
Right.
And what I tell people is this: whether you're good or bad talking about me, I don't give a shit. I get nervous when people stop talking about me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's when you get scared.
Yep.
Because then you're no longer relevant to the conversation. And as long as you're relevant to the conversation, to the ether of that person, you're good.
Right.
You have a stake in them.
Yep.
Whether it's a tacit one from just they're following you or if they're paying thousands of dollars to go to one of your events.
Right.
It becomes, where am I going to invest my time and my money, and who am I going to invest it with?
Right.
And you're trailblazing the way, because there's other people that are doing it, but you're doing it in a way that nobody else is, because, and again, no shit at any of them.
Yep.
Brad, Dan, any of them.
Right.
But you're a very just approachable, down-to-earth motherfucker who does not give a fuck what people say about them, about you on your social media posts.
Yep.
And that is endearing.
Yeah.
That's just endearing.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, you know,
to have you on, man. It's great.
Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed this, man. I really enjoyed this. And you know, it's interesting. There's quality people. For you guys that don't live in Vegas, there's quality people that live right here. We've named a few. Jeff's right here, local. Sean Kelly, Bradley, who we talked about, is here. And people just bring different elements to the damn table, man. There's another guy, I don't know. Do you know John Orlando? Have you had the pleasure of meeting him yet? Action Junkies. He has a podcast, I'll introduce you. He'll be there. He'll be there Friday.
I'd love
He's
it.
a good guy for you to know. A woman named Tori Gordon, who's an entrepreneur out here. But I've really, really enjoyed being out here.
It's fun here because I've been here 11 years. Vegas is such a transient community,
right? So
people are. I think it's like 3 years is the over under on someone staying here.
Okay,
and there's a fiercely loyal community here of people that live here.
Yeah,
and we look out for each other.
Nice.
Very much so.
Good.
And if you live here, it's like you're at another level. The greatest moniker you can have here in town is to say you're born and raised.
Okay.
So when people will say, if they're vetting me, I'll always say, how long have you been here? I'll say, I've been here for 11 years, but my son is 7 and he's born and raised.
Nice.
So that shows them I'm not going anywhere.
All right.
And I had a kid here.
Yep.
And we're good.
Got it.
Okay, let's go down that road together.
Right.
Because so many people here flake.
Got it.
And just take off. But there are people like Brad, people like Sean that are amazing people. And I've never met Brad. I've watched a lot of his stuff. I'm a fan of his stuff.
Yep.
Sean's a homie.
Right.
I love him.
Nice.
And is a guy that has been successful in other stuff. But the ultimate thing, and we talked about this, is that he's now branching out to, like, he just wants good people on his podcast.
Right.
And he's putting in his DMs all the time. Right? No, he's putting in stories. I have openings this week in January, if you know of anybody. I share that shit with people. Because he doesn't care anymore if you have 50,000 or a million followers.
Right.
He cares about your story.
Right. Good.
You know,
smart.
And that's to me super smart to do.
Yep.
Because it shows that he's open to change.
Yep.
He just doesn't want someone with 5 million followers that is on OnlyFans and is going to talk about double clicking her mouse and making money off it.
Right.
And all the stories.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
There's a woman that I've met through that mastermind, and she's in the adult entertainment business. She's going to be coming on. And we met for coffee because I said, I'll be honest with you. I love you, but we're not going to talk about you in a, bukkake thing in Cabo. It's not going to happen. And she's died. She goes, thank you.
Right.
I go, because like she sponsors a boxer. She's got a beer brand here in town. I go, you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
I want to talk about that with you.
Yep. Good.
That's the story. And she was like so appreciative, because she said most people just want the meaty stories of being in the industry. And I go, I really could care less about that stuff. And that's not my audience doesn't really care about that stuff.
Right.
I have a girlfriend. I'm happy. I'm a dad.
Right.
I'd rather bring you in, but come in from another perspective.
Yeah. It's smart.
So food for thought.
Yeah.
That's like, you bring people like that into events to go, okay, yep, this is me. And you can look me up. I'm 1 million followers. And this is, you can Google me and you'll see some pretty provocative stuff. However, these are all the businesses I now run.
Right. I like that.
And this is what fed all of that. But really, like I'm easily, she could leave that industry tomorrow and be fine.
Yep.
Because she has insulated herself with layers of other businesses that she believes in.
I love that.
And I'm like,
smart.
Jesus Christ.
Smart. Exactly.
So that's the stuff that I love. I just encourage people to take the fucking leap.
Yeah.
And it's something that you do all the time. And I can't thank you enough for coming in. This has been great.
This is awesome, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Look forward to this the next couple of days.
Yes, sir.
So we'll have fun.
Awesome.